What's going on, guys? Good morning. Oh boy, Tuesday. Time really flies, man. What's going on, Dwayne? Good morning. Good morning. Jose, good morning. Well, guys, we're gonna jump into the news, see what's going on out there. Oh, there's wild candles from the SPY here. These can't be real. That's wild. I'll show you now real quick. Hope everybody's having a good morning and had a good start to the week. Not much for me yesterday, just one trade in the afternoon, looking for a swing trade, stopped out of it before the close, small L, and just moving on. Mark, good morning. Joe, what's up? Yep, definitely interesting to see what happens after the PPI data comes out for sure. The SPY is just uncontrollable, but it's going to be really interesting because if we do end up breaking down against that 200-day moving average, that's really what I want to see. So let's go ahead and start getting ready to jump into the charts real quick here and start going over some tickers and whatnot. All right, so yeah, the SPY up here in front of that 200-day moving average, wilding really. Let me move some stuff around here. All right, guys, let me put out a tweet, let everybody know we are live. All right. In the meanwhile, guys, get your tickers ready you want me to look at for you, and we'll start jumping into those straight away. All right, guys, so we have Dow futures jump more than 400 points as Russia pulls back some troops from the Ukraine border. So that's why we're seeing that little pop that's happening here, this little gap up on the markets today. Nice gap up here, right above the 444 resistance zone. Yesterday, I was actually, check it out, yesterday I was actually eyeing this resistance zone here. I was like, okay, maybe we can start working our way up here and reject and get the pullback for a swing trade, but we didn't get quite up there, so I waited and waited and waited, and then we had this little pivot low and we were testing VWAP just above it and rejecting, and I got long with some puts in here looking for the rollover into the close, and we didn't get that. So right here I sold out of those puts. And now here we are today with a decent gap up on the back of this news here that Russia pulls back some troops from the Ukraine border. So now it'll be interesting to see what happens with PPI data at 8:30. So we'll see what happens there. All right, let me grab the chat here. Let's see what we got going on. Cindy, good morning. ISIG. Okay. Morning, Jackie. Umberto, what's going on? All right, so first things first, which one are we doing? ISIG for Cindy. ISIG right now is showing up that it's got resistance right in here around 13. You can see a little bit of support back here, and on this red day right here you have it as resistance here on the top. Then you have a little bit of support here. Then you have this little bear flag formation that's right underneath that level. Then again it goes up and turns into support. And then what? It goes right back again to being resistance. So that level might act as resistance here on pushes. And that 100-day moving average is trying to act as support. Otherwise, you have the 200-day moving average right here, this red line. You know what? I'm going to make the 100-day moving average a little bit thicker of a line so it can be seen easier by you guys. So give me a second here. There we go. There we go. That white line right there is the 100-day moving average. So those are the levels to watch there. Joe, what's up? Joe P. IPW. It definitely has that 100-day moving average today being tested. That's today's candle so far. If the market were open, that's what I like about these TC2000 charts. That's how they work. I mean, I could actually, it's a setting, I can take it off, but why would I? So it's showing you today's candle so far, and you're having resistance show up at that level. 50-day moving average looks pretty good for potential support because you have all this previous support here at that price level. So now you couple that in with the 50-day moving average, and you have yourself a good little level to watch there. But that's about it on that one. DCFC, pop and drop. DCFC. Yeah, you got a little pop and drop there. You have a little pop and drop there. And look, these are the same lines we drew days ago, right? And this is today's candle. Look at that line. Where exactly it found resistance in pre-market. That's not a coincidence. Resistance here, support on that day, and now today in pre-market, resistance. That's not a coincidence. Guys, remember the trade ideas test drive started yesterday, but you still have all the rest of this week and all of next week to take advantage of those scanners. So trade ideas test drive right there. I put the link in the in chat for you. So DCFC, yeah, with that quick pop there, it's something I just keep on the back burner real quick. You know what? And I'm gonna write it down on the back burner. Watching DCFC to break and hold $12 area. Okay, so what's the news on that one? Let's take a quick look. We have a little time. So DCFC. 2 hours ago announces partnership with Wise EV to provide first charger on new US charging network. So there you go. That's what happened there. All right, so we have that. We'll write it down. You know, we'll write down the news. So DCFC announces partnership with Wise EV to provide first chargers on new US charging network. DCF, boom, 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 charges on new US charging network. Watching to break and hold the $12 area. All right, cool. So we got that one on the back burner. Good looking out there, Joe. Umberto says YNDX. He likes it long for over $50. He likes it long over 50. YNDX. Yeah, that $50 zone. You're gonna want to watch, guys. That $50 zone on YNDX. See if it can break above that. Hold it as support. You have some room here. You have some room to the mid 52 zone. And then you have a little bit of room over that towards the 50-day moving average, which I would expect to hold up some stronger resistance. So YNDX, you can watch for that. Let's take a quick look here, see if there's any news on this. So YNDX, 3 hours ago, Russia's Yandex eyes 6.5 billion annual revenue in 2022 after FY profit slip. Yeah, that's it. That's what it was. So just earnings release. Yeah, watch that $50 zone on that one. Yo, Great Dane, good morning. Great Dane says, good morning from across the pond. What's up, what's up? So I have to do this. Aaron says, do we see upside on Rivian? You guys remember, right? I think it's a TV show. I've only seen it in the little video clips from the teacher. He's like, Aaron, and he just messes up everybody's name in class. Aaron says, do we see upside for Rivian or retest back down to 50 area before attempting upside? Glad you laughed, man. So on Rivian with a gap up today, holding on to 62. These are old lines we have drawn here. Holding on to 62 right now. Pushed off that level. Oh, this probably is a misprint though, this wick. So probably just this gap up here, 65, and then sideways here in the 66s. I'd expect potentially the $68 to $70 zone to get tested, and I'd expect that to be some resistance. You know, the only reason Rivian would come up here would be just because of short squeeze and whatnot, because this is still way too expensive. Way too expensive of a company. 75 would be the next level after that. But Rivian really needs to come way back down, make new lows in order for it to be, for me, an investable company. Right now, it's way too rich. But yeah, if you break 68, 69, you have room to 75. Above that, then you really start to open up. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one on the watch list today. Rivian, watching for pullbacks. You know what? It's so far from 62. Way too far. Yesterday it held that level really well, actually. I'm watching for 68 to break and hold. So Rivian watching for 68 area, 69 really. 69 area to break and hold as support for room to 75 zone, or 69 area to hold resistance and a drop back down to 62. There we go. That's the better way. That's the better way to look at this one right now. Yeah, Joe, remember the substitute teacher? That's funny. SPCE has some news. Let's see. What news could this thing possibly have? That is crazy. Okay. So Virgin Galactic jumps after opening spaceflight ticket sales. So that's why you're getting a little pump there, a little push. So SPCE with a little pop here. $10 zone would probably be a very tough level for this stock to break. You could see it's been a very tough level there. $8 has been a cleared zone of support so far. So you have this little channel here between 8 and 10. You can watch and see if it can get up there, but it's kind of far away now. Or break and hold. Watch for a break and hold of 10. Then you get the potential for a push towards 11 gap entry point. And then here in the middle of the gap, more or less, you have what could be a potentially tough resistance zone because you have the 50-day and this previous low right there lining up. That could be a little bit of a tough area to get through. So yeah, they're opening space flight ticket sales. That's funny. How much do they cost? Customers can make an initial deposit of $150,000 when the ticket sales open to the general public Wednesday. So it's not even today. Tomorrow is when they're going to open to the general public, as opposed to who are you selling this to? Reservations will cost $450,000 for a 90-minute space flight, which includes several minutes of out-of-seat waitlessness, the company said Tuesday. We plan to have our first 1,000 customers on board at the start of the commercial service later this year, providing an incredibly strong foundation as we begin regular operations and scale our fleet. That's wild. All right. So really quickly, guys, let's see here. Let's talk about the SPY really quickly. I want to do like double. Okay, so if PPI data, which comes out soon, comes out extremely rough, right? We have PPI numbers we haven't seen in a long time. Then I'd expect maybe at this point for the SPY to finally get this retest, which we're at that 200-day moving average level, and reject. Okay, here's this red line right here. That's that 200-day moving average. If the PPI data is bad, you know, we might see like a little drop in pre-market. Then we see another pop in the regular market hours as people start seeing more about this Ukraine-Russia thing, where Russia has pulled back some troops from the borders of Ukraine. Hasn't pulled them all back, pulled back some troops. And I think that might cause the market to maybe give a little pop. But once that PPI data really starts to settle in, if it's bad, I'd imagine it's bad. You imagine, I'm sure it's bad. Why wouldn't it be bad? At that point, I would imagine we start to fade away from the 200-day moving average, which is this red line here from the daily chart. And this 200-day moving average was support, resistance, right? We broke underneath it on Friday. Yesterday, we couldn't get up in there to test it. Today, we have gotten up in here. I'd expect if PPI data is bad, unless some crazy good news comes out from, you know, this whole Russia-Ukraine deal, I'd expect us today to pull away from it. Then tomorrow we have the Fed minutes come out from January, and as the Fed, which we would probably expect them to be hawkish on it, are a little bit more hawkish than expected, then I'd expect that move. So this is what I'm expecting between today and tomorrow, depending on PPI data and the Fed minutes coming out. Okay? And I would expect us to come down here and test these 430s to 428 zone. I'd expect that level to get tested right there. I do eventually think that level cracks and we go lower, but for at least this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, this is the kind of action that I'm expecting. So we'll see what happens there, you know, with the SPY on the PPI data and the Fed minutes. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's what I'm thinking we see today. But we'll see here what the PPI data looks like here pretty soon in the next few minutes. So let's see what happens there. Now let me get back in here. Diamond Duck says puts on QQQ. Depends on what the inflation data comes in at. Giving a nice little bounce here back into this level. There really is no resistance right now until you get to 360 zone. But if PPI data senses back underneath 351, then yeah, I would say yes. If we get back under 351 and 351 begins to hold resistance, but it's all going to depend on this PPI data. Yeah, the King. Russia apparently moved some troops out of the moved some troops back from the Ukraine border. So Lucid LCID Joe Jose wants to see Lucid. Oh, still the same. We're still in this same little channel. 28.25. See, yesterday we got down here 25 and we went what to 28. You have a nice little channel there that it's messing around with. There it is. All the way down here to 25, all the way right back to 28. So you got that channel that it's fooling around with. Here it is on the hourly chart. Check up here, you'll see. There you go. You see that little channel? Little channel here on the hourly chart. So you want to keep eyes on that. So far it's held that $25 zone very well. It's a little channel play right now on Lucid. Hey guys, do me a quick favor. We got 28 people watching in the live stream. Thank you very much for tuning in, but we only got 13 likes. Help me out there. It's not about vanity. I don't really care, but the YouTube algorithm does care, and it helps out the channel tremendously. So if you appreciate what we do here, smash that like button for me. It goes a long way. All right, so if you guys have any other tickers you want me to take a look at for you, or should we just start diving into some of the news? Guys, remember, you can swing on by the free portion of the Discord right there. Thank you, Great Dane. Puts on AMC. Where's AMC at? Oh, I wouldn't say that yet. Not yet. We're holding on to the support zone. So I wouldn't say that yet. I'd wait for a breakdown and retest of that level to see if it is resistance. Kind of like Peloton, guys. Remember, we've been talking about Peloton forever. Yesterday, I didn't take the trade. I didn't like the put options. I was a little bit late to the party, and I didn't like how the put options were trading on it. Very, very low volume. However, remember we've been talking about Peloton breaking under 35, showing 35 resistance for put option play back down to, 32, 31, 28. So far, we got exactly that. We've been talking about this move since here. We've been talking about that move since there, since where I drew this circle right here. Okay, we broke underneath it. We jumped right back into that level yesterday. You can see it right there. And we found some resistance there, and we faded. So you want to be on the lookout for that out of AMC possibly. You're getting a similar setup, see? So you want to see whether or not this level is going to crack, break back, jump back into it, into 18. So crack 18, go into the mid 17s, low 17s, jump back into the mid 17s to $18 zone, show resistance there, and then that's when you get your confirmation. Thank you guys for hitting that like button. Oh, that's wild, King. Aaron, you want me to check out QCOM? Not much going on here right now. Trying to hold that 100-day moving average, which has been a level of support in the past. So you got to watch that level. See if it continues to hold support. You have this flat top at 190. I'd expect some 50-day moving average resistance up here in the 170s where that blue line is at. So that'd be what, that'd be the level to watch on this one. ARED. What is that? That's ARED. That's not. That's nothing. Vera, I think that you might have an extra letter in there. Paul, what's up, man? Good morning. RESN. That looks like a buyout. That looks like a buyout on a no volume stock. RESN. Let's see if we're right. Yep. They've been acquired for $4.50 a share. So they've been acquired for $4.50 a share. So there's nothing there. TSEM. Okay, TSEM. Intel agrees to buy Tower Semiconductor for $5.4 billion. So this is another buyout. So there's not much going to happen there. So IPW. Oh yeah, we went over this one earlier. You'd watch for this, $2 zone maybe to hold some support here at the 50-day moving average. But there's not, you got the 100-day. We already found resistance there. CIDM. Man, this has no volume. Watch that 90-cent area. See if it can hold support, previous resistance zone. A little bit of structure back here as well. So if you hold 90, you could have some room here to $1. $1.05 area. AREB. This is one of these barcode stocks with no volume. You got to be really careful with these. 250 has been an area of support. So that's the level to watch. 250. See how long it's been holding support. But the thing is, if it just holds support and doesn't do anything, it eventually will break down more than likely. What you want to see when a stock comes down to support is you want to see a quick bounce off that level. It's like, oh, we tap support, bang, and then bounce off that level. Otherwise, it just, deteriorates and ends up having that happen to it. It can't hold support much longer. It breaks down. Woof. PPI. Joe, PPI was 8.3, forecasted 7.9. Oh, my. All right, let's take a look real quick here, guys. Wholesale price rise 1% in January, up 9.7% over the past year. Producer price index to rise 0.5% in January, according to economists surveyed by Dow Jones, but it went up by 1%. So that's not looking good. Let's see how the SPY's acting. It's already like dwindling. It's already dwindling back down here towards the 50-day. Yeah, guys. Gonna be interesting, to say the least. All right, so we'll see what happens here. We'll see as more news comes out. It'll definitely be an interesting day. What info? The PPI? It's here on CNBC. Okay, so prices at the wholesale level jumped twice the expected level in January as inflation pressures were unbatted to start the year, the Labor Department said Tuesday. The Producer Price Index, PPI, which measures final demand goods and services, increased 1% for the month against the Dow Jones estimate of 0.5%. Over the past 12 months, the gauge rose 9.7%, close to a record in data going back to 2010. Wow. Ouch. That's not going to be pretty. That's not going to be pretty at all. Going to be an interesting, fun day, that's for sure. At least I'd expect it to be. Give me 1 second here, guys. Going to put out a quick tweet. There you go. So that's the link there, guys. All right. So if you guys have any last minute tickers you want to throw up there in chat, go ahead and do so now. If not, we'll start jumping into making this watch list for the day. Okay, so GME, we went over AMC already. It's the same channel. Watching 18 to hold. You got room to 20, 21. But maybe look for a drop underneath that level. See if 18 to the mid 17s begin to hold resistance. You could find yourself in a drop back down to the 14 area. Similar to Peloton. See? Crack down, jump back up, show resistance, and we fade it. So we'll see what happens there. GME is under 120. 120 is a key level. Previous support. Turned resistance. Now we're just underneath it. So definitely a level to watch. That level comes all the way back down here to where it was huge, you know, up here at $200-300. So keep that level on watch. So Tesla's going to go on the watch list as well, so we might as well just put it on there now. Tesla's like in limbo. You know, it's in limbo. It really has gotten now to the point where 850s to 945, it's like a freaking almost 100-point range that you have on this thing. It's crazy for this channel. Look at it here on the hourly chart. With this one exception here, look at this. It's just a crazy wild channel. I haven't traded Tesla in a little bit now. But Tesla, you can watch and see if the 880s hold support for a pushback to 940s. That's going to be market dependent, of course. So Tesla watching for the 880s to hold support. Could have room back to 945 area, but if the 880s crack and become resistance, then watching for a drop back down to the 850s. I can almost like do this with my sleep when it comes to Tesla at this point, because it's been trading in that range for such a while now. For a good while, it's been trading in that range. Okay, let's see a little bit more here. So the producer price index, which measures final demand, all right, we already went over that. Excluding food, energy, and trade service, co-called core PPI, increased 0.9% for the month, well ahead of the 0.4% estimate. As has been the case through much of the ailment era, goods priced outweighed for those of services, rising 1.3% and 0.7% respectively. The increase comes amid inflation across the economy, with consumer price running at a 40-year high. Federal Reserve officials plan to act soon to contain the price increase, with interest rate hikes expected to begin in March and continue through the year. They should really just start increasing this now, to be honest. Not wait until March anymore. Things are really, 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 really bad. Because you got to remember, these numbers are lagged. We're talking about January numbers. There's no reason now for when March comes around and we look at February numbers for them to be any lower. If we're lucky, they'll be flat or a small little increase. But there's really no reason for them to be any lower. The supply chain is still a disaster, all right? There's still a mess. And inflation's still running rampant. So if you're looking at these January numbers, imagine in March when we look at February numbers. And then, right? Imagine in April when we look at March numbers. They got to get out there ahead of this already. They're super late. They're super late to the party. Man of War 257, do you think the indices will fall on these data? It depends, how much they fall, because of we had the reason why they jumped up today, and we have these gap ups on the SPY and whatnot, is because Russia has pulled back some troops from the Ukrainian border. So what typically happens if you have a little bit of bad news, a little bit of good news, and decision choppiness, right? That might be what happens. So maybe today what I'll look for is maybe a swing trade off of puts on the SPY if the 200-day moving average holds resistance on the SPY. So if this 200-day holds resistance on the SPY, I might look for a put swing trade on the SPY, expecting tomorrow the Fed, to come out hawkish in the Fed minutes from January. But it depends, because maybe we get another press release where Russia pulls back even more troops, right? And then that causes the market to move up. Because believe it or not, the Ukraine-Russia thing is moving the markets right now. That's what's moved the markets the last 2 days, basically. So, while we had a really good expectation of rejection here and downside, and we had it, back here, and we had it here, then now it's not as clear because of that. Inflation's bad, but we have another catalyst that's moving the market, which could cause it just to be choppy. I'm not saying, oh, yeah, we're going to get back up here. No, I don't think we're going to get back up there this year. I think you're more than likely to get down here. Not right now, but period, in general on the year. But as far as this inflation data enough right now to cause this today, I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see how the market takes it and how this 200-day moving average reacts. If we reject that level, then yes. And I'll look for puts for a swing trade. If we do not reject that level and just get choppy in front of it or choppy above it, then I'm just not going to touch it. I'm going to let it go. Yep, there you go. Like the king said there, you could do that as well. All right, so we have Rivian, Tesla, SPY. We're going to put that one on watch now. So SPY watching for the 200-day MA to reject hard for a drop back down towards the mid 430s. The mid 430s. Okay, so we have the SPY, Rivian, Tesla on watch. Let's take a look and see some of these scans. Okay. So RES, and we already know that's a buyout. IPW, not a whole lot going on there because we do have that 50-day and the 100-day moving average, but we'll put it up on the watch list here. IPW watching for the $2 area to hold support on pullbacks. Could have room towards 270. SPCE, not a huge fan right now of this, so probably not going to put it on the watch list. We're in the middle of the channel. That's the thing with it, you know? We're in the middle of that trading channel. It's established on the daily. We already know this is another buyout. Not a whole lot going on, guys. Lately, everything's been kind of deadish. What's Roblox doing? Probably a little gap up. Yep. Roblox, I'll be watching for... Let me fix this line here real quick. Watching for a strong break and a hold of like 72 to 73. Yesterday, Roblox was relatively strong compared to the market. So Roblox watching for a break and hold of $72 area. Could have room. It has room to 80 pretty much, man. You got room to 75 to 79. Area. Okay, so we have SPY, Rivian, Tesla, IPW, Roblox on watch, Backburner, DCFC right now. We have those on the list. SoFi. No, SoFi's just stuck in this. It's in the middle of the channel, so there's nothing for me to watch on here. You have $14 resistance, $10 support. If you really wanted to bring it up some, you know, $11 support. So it's in the middle of the channel, so I wouldn't touch this right now. NVIDIA holding on to 240 yesterday. Right now, it's got a little bit of this, you know, low 250s resistance on the daily chart. Let's clean up this chart. Got a little bit of this 250s, 253, 254 resistance on the daily chart. And you have about 237 support. So it's got a big channel here that it can trade in. It's got that big channel there that it can definitely trade in. So, you know, you keep eyes on that as well. Guys, remember, I stream until 9. At 9 o'clock, I hop on over to the Discord. And I'm there all day long until close. So you can come by, grab 30 days for free there, and come join us. All right. Let's see. What else? We got I mean, the watch list is pretty thick. I don't think I need anything else on there for me. SPY, Rivian, Tesla, IPW, Roblox. If we had another smallie that was making a nice move, then yeah, you know, but we don't. We don't really have that. Let's see KAVL. This one's been in play recently. Man, it has not really pushed away from that level. You gotta, I'm gonna put it on the back burner. You gotta keep eyes on KAVL. Has not shied away from the $3 zone, watching for a break and hold of 290 area. Could have room towards 440s. So you gotta watch that level. This KAVL. Look at this resistance at 285, 290. Bang, 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 resistance, bang, resistance, bang, resistance, bang, resistance, bang, resistance. But it's not pulling away. It's not pulling away yet. See? Bang, 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 pulled away. Bang, pulled away. Bang, pulled away. This time it hasn't. The only bad thing here is that, well, there's two bad things. One, small caps haven't been trading good at all lately. Lately, there hasn't been a whole lot other than the major indices to be trading, to be honest. Then That's number one. Number two is look how small the volume is getting right up in here. This is like a double-edged sword because you're not seeing big volume sell-off off the level, but you're not seeing that strong buying volume just yet. You're just basically seeing a standstill, like hold the line, you know? You're seeing like hold the line there. So it's going to be very interesting to watch this play out, see if it can break through that level at 285 to 90, and when it breaks it, can it put in a big volume day? It's going to need a big volume day. And is that day today? We're going to have to sit and watch. But that is a very good one to keep on watch right now. That's definitely a very good one to keep on watch, guys. Okay, so we have a very thorough watch list right now. AGRI, Joe. That looks like it just got a piece of news, huh? Hey guys, thanks very much for hitting that like button. I appreciate it. Really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. I see you guys did that, and I really do appreciate that. Yeah, I had news a little while ago, like 7 minutes ago or so. Growing Systems signs definitive agreement to acquire Delphi, a leading European agriculture and horticulture and age tech consulting firm. So they're acquiring a consulting firm. And you have clear as day resistance at 260. And you have like a flat top here for a little bit at 230. And where do we find resistance so far here? Right in front of that line we just drew. So those levels are going to be crucial to watch on this one. You do have also potential support that could kick in around $1.75 to $1.80. All right, I like that level at $1.80 better. You have the 50-day moving average there. Just underneath it, you have this little pivot from right here as well. And then you have all this daily support at that level. So definitely a level to watch there. $1.80s, $1.90. You have resistance possibly around 220, 230, and then again at 260. All right, guys, we have only a few minutes left. So if you have any last minute questions or a few last minute tickers you want me to take a look at for you, throw them up in chat for me now, and we'll go and jump into them. Otherwise, at 9 o'clock, I'll be putting the final touches on the watch list. And then I will have Joan, I'll send that watch list out in an email blast for you. So you can, that was my fish tank. So you can get the watch list sent to your inbox, all right? If you want the watch list sent to your inbox, if you don't get it, then here you go. You can sign up there for the watch list. You can sign up here for 30 days free of the Discord stream, which is I stream all day long. So I start streaming there at 9:20, and I'm on until 4 o'clock. The stream keeps going with after hours until about 4:30, 5 o'clock sometimes. 5 o'clock, sometimes 4:30 usually. We do live lessons and live recaps after 11. And then at 12 we go to lunch. At 2 p.m. I jump back on the microphone. All right, so if you guys don't have any more questions, what I'll do is I'll just review really quickly here the SPY, Rivian, Tesla, charts real quick if you like, and then we'll start jumping on over to the I'll start jumping on over to the Discord. Great day, nice man, congrats, welcome to the team, glad to have you on there. I'm looking forward to trading with you, brother. The King, you got property tax bill yesterday? That's never fun. Joe, same, brother. Same. So we got the SPY. Like I said, we're watching for that 200-day moving average to reject. We got Rivian watching for 69 to break and hold. Tesla, the channel play between 886 and 945. IPW watching that $2 area for support. Roblox watching for 72 to break and hold with strong volume. DCFC not doing much, watching for 13 to break eventually, if ever. Actually 12 12 to break and hold. And KVL watching that $3 zone to break and hold as well. That's wild, man. That's wild. All right, guys. Well, we got about 4 minutes left there. So let me see. We got some new features here. No. So if you have any last minute questions, you can ask them now. Otherwise, I'm going to start jumping on over to the Discord. Let me check any final stuff here from the inflation data. Yeah, they added a bunch more stuff on here now. You got final demand energy prices jumped 2.5% in January, while food rose 1.6%. So yeah, more news coming out here. Definitely want to take a look at that for yourself. I'll put the link here in chat again for you. I am never leaving Florida. Never. Never, 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 never. Market-based inflation measures over 5 and 10-year spans remain elevated, but are off the spikes they saw in November 2021. Still, the Fed is prepared to tighten monetary policy after 2 years of unprecedented accommodation. Nearly all central bank policymakers say they expect a rate increase next month, and the market is pricing in a strong possibility of a 1.75% point increase by the end of 2022. That's not even enough. They're going to have to increase more than that. Definitely going to have to increase more than that. All right, guys. So I'm going to start getting out of here. I'm going to put the final touches on the watch list. I'll have John. I'll send that out to you in an email blast. I hope to see you over on the Discord. Thank you, of course, for tuning in today. Tomorrow we'll be back again at 8 o'clock. I'm considering starting to stream on Fridays, maybe a little bit later. Or maybe a little bit shorter. We'll see. But I'm playing around with my schedule to see how I do Fridays here a little bit sooner rather than later. All right. So if you have any ideas, throw them up in the Discord for me. I'll be happy to review them and talk about them with you. Have yourself a great day. Be careful out there today. Stick to your plans. Do not hold any bags. And today's Tuesday, so a new video will be dropping here on the channel. Make sure to smash the like button on that one, and I'll see you all in the Discord or at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. All right, have a good one, guys.